Wait till a few people come on real quick. I didn't have a chance to set up my background. Grabbing one of my nice cigars.
Really?
What?
That's cute, right? Is it really?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a cigar. I think I'm gonna have my Padron right here. Yeah, I see it. Thank you, babe.
It's in my shirt. I didn't open it, so I didn't see them. You want me to help you?
What's going on, everybody? Yeah, thank you. See my lighter? Today we have a very, 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 very special guest. A lot of newbies don't know who this is, but a lot of the vets know who this is. My mentor, Anthony Gonzalez, man. I remember first meeting him, and it was what part of? Oh, it was in Maryland. There was a show in Maryland, Bel Air, Maryland. It was a rainy day. I met this guy, and he just had a lot of energy. And I was like, who is this guy, man? He looks like he's around 17 years old over here in the show ring, man. But he got his shit together, man. He had a nice tie on. He was dressed real proper, man. And I was like, yo, this is who I want to be. This guy right here is representing his kennel to the fullest. He's representing himself to the fullest. And this guy right here is definitely who I want to aspire to be. And this is actually my first dog show. And I went up and talked to him, and he probably doesn't even remember, but I went up to talk to him. I'm sorry, I was talking on mute. I'm sorry about that. Hold up, let me see if if I got my mic hooked up right. All right. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me change my mic. That should be better. I think is that better? Does that sound a little bit better? Let me know in the comments if that sounds better. All right, so like I was saying, I met this guy, man, and I was just like, yeah, I went up to talk to him. I was kind of nervous, to speak to him because, I asked Tone, who's that right there? And he was like, yeah, that's Anthony. And he said his name like I should know, and I'm new. And I was like, Anthony. He's like, yeah, Anthony Gonzales, man. That dude, he's been in this dog game for a while, longer than I have. So I'm gonna just give you a quick rundown. So he's been breeding for 15 years, right? He started when he was 19, basically grew up in the show ring. So you could actually tell that he just was like light years above everybody else in the show ring. He had poise. He had just a calmness about him, confidence. And I was like, wow, I want to be like that, man. You know what I'm saying? And this gentleman, man, I ended up meeting him that day, and it just started a beautiful, beautiful friendship, man. A beautiful, just a beautiful friendship with this guy, man. It just was amazing to meet him, man. He's helped me so much in this dog world, not just with dogs, but personally with just drama, teaching me how to navigate throughout this whole game, with business, with these dogs, how just to operate on social media, and actually, man, he's helped me grow as a man in this bully game, him and Pop. So I'll let him tell you who Pop is when he comes on. So all of the WCB Bullies, Wildcard Bullies members, man, they're like family to myself and to Duval Bullies, man. So we're about to get it popping. Let's go.
remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I'll be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I'll be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I'll be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. You a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those who speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trunks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people talk European, how to bathe. And looking at women buying European hair. No love for self, but do the men really care? Hell no, cause they got a love for Europe. Whole generation chasing pills, weed and syrup. Yeah, they love Lil Yachty, Tucci, Gucci, Kodak, Amigos, Ross, Lucid. But when the love for the woman look like your mother, I guess they say it's all black when it's under the cover. Now cypher, I'll be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right.
All right. That's my brother Sahaka Bay. That's my Grand Sheik. I put some of his music out on my intro. That's what I do, man. If you got some good music, you got some earplugs. You got some headset.
Do I have a headset? Not available.
It's all good. It's all good.
I can hear you clearly.
All right, cool. Everybody, I'd like to introduce my boy Anthony Gonzales. This is the man who started WCB Bullies, Wild Card Bullies. Like I told you, man, very close friend, a mentor. You know, a lot of people don't know that Anthony produced and handled 12 champions and one grand champion. A lot of people don't have anything close to that when it comes to breeder and showman, when it comes to the ABKC or any other registry when it comes to American Bullies. And I just want to shout out to WCB Bullies, man, and introduce my boy Anthony Gonzales. What's going on, brother?
What's happening, good brother? How you been?
Man, living the dream, man. It was good to see you this past weekend at the show. It was like old times.
Same wise. Us in the ring together. Well, I didn't get to compete against you because I got one of my little youngins, but nonetheless, being ringside and chopping it up was good.
It's all good, man. I'm trying to find this. I'm trying to find it so I can show everybody your logo for WCB Bullies.
Let me see if I have it handy for you. There we go.
I got you. That's it right there. Tell them what the saying is.
Oh, the famous saying. Everybody knows this for it. Everybody love it. Get right or get left.
Get right or get left. Man, I wish I would have thought about that low key, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Shout out to my kennel partner Joe. It all came from my kennel partner Joe that did it.
Yes, that is definitely a dope concept, man. So tell everybody how you started in this game, man. What actually brought you to American Bullies? Were you into pit bull terriers first? What, that seems to be the story of most American bully breeders and showmen. They were into pit bull terriers. So can you run us through the beginning stages of your career with the American Bully, please, sir?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Typically, I started off just like everybody else. Yeah, I mean, they started with the American Pit Bull Terrier, so did I. I was a true fan, and I was actually drug into it because my dad used to put the pit bulls that he had in my playpen. So it was destiny. He used to put them right in the playpen, and they used to play with me. And ever since then, man, the pit bull, I just gravitated to it. Like it was a powerful breed, and it just turned me on to it, and I had to know more about it.
All right, cool. So when you got into the American Bullies, who was the first person to give you your information? Basically, like how you embraced me. I know it was probably a little bit. People held the information a little bit closer to the vest than now. You know what I'm saying? Back then. So
Absolutely.
who kind of brought you along the way and helped you navigate through this the American Bully breed?
Actually, I'm gonna be honest. Back in the day, there was a lot of people that didn't want to share their information. Yeah, I mean, they kind of would just hold all their information to themselves. They didn't. You know what? But let me stop for a minute. It's because I was young. I was young, and I wanted to know everything about the American Bully. When I first hit the scene, I had Google monster pit bulls, and the American Bully came up, and I was like, "Yo, what's this American Bully? Like, is this a cross? Like, well, how the heck they get these dogs so big?" I just had to know more about it. So I kind of just started off doing my own research. Different kennels came up, and these are kennels I respect to this day, which were Mike from Devil's Den, Suarez Bulls, Marcos, Hops Kennels, of course, Razor's Edge came up. There really wasn't too much in Oscar from Blue Pride. There was a lot of like famous kennels that were really doing their thing out of Jersey. There was nothing locally around here that really caught my eye and was like, I had to know. You know what I mean? But those are the pioneers that really like I always would jump online to go to their website to figure out what breedings they got going on, what new studs, what puppies they had, what strands, what blood it was mixing. I kind of had to do all the research myself because, like I said, back in the day, no one. I was a punk little kid. No one really wanted to talk to me. Everybody was on their grown level. As much as I wanted to like really talk to them, like, yo, give me the time of day, talk to me. Nah, they didn't. Like just how everybody calls me the baby face now. I imagine I was younger. They really didn't want to talk to me. So
So
I
people
kind of
don't
had.
people
Go
don't
ahead.
know your nickname that a lot of people have for you in the
Right.
American Bully world is the babyface assassin. Now, it might sound funny, but people they hear babyface, but they miss the assassin part. You know what I'm saying? Can you explain to us how important uh the assassin part of that nickname is?
The assassin part is important because it comes from when I first started showing. I first started showing with my girl Layla, champion Layla. I brought her as a puppy, and I first purchased her when she was 6 weeks old. And at the time, like I said, I keep going back to I was young, so I was dolo. I didn't really have too much money, but I saved up all the money I had, and I purchased my first American Bully, which was from a local breeder around here. I brought her at 6 weeks of age, and I just put everything I had into her. Yeah, I mean, with training, treats, like how you do with the raw, the supplements, and everything. I just felt like this was the stardom for me. So I would go to the shows, and you know when we get this little feeling when you first purchase a puppy, or when you just got that gut feeling like this is gonna be something. It's gonna be something. So I would travel. I would go to Texas. I would go to Atlanta, New York, Connecticut. Like I felt as though my girl had something to offer to the bully world. And I put her out there, and sure enough, she just started winning. And the dreams from there just came true.
So okay, so all right, so you started winning. You bought your first female pup. You started showing her. When did you champ her out? How old was she when you champed her out?
She was about 2.5.
2.5 years old.
Yep, yep. It
Okay,
got a
so
little difficult for her because when she was 6 to 9, she was racking up. 9 to 12, she was racking up. But it for a little bit there, with females, they come in the heat, so you really can't show them. So I had to give her a break, had to get out of her heat cycle. And then once her first heat went through, I put her right back in the ring, and she picked up right where she left off.
so all right, let's talk about your most memorable dogs as far as because the one I remember, the one I know is the one that was busting my ass when shots fired was a young bull, and that was Benzino. Can you please tell us about at first what was your first champion dog? That was the Layla, right?
It was Layla. Yep.
Okay, so you produced Benzino from Layla, is that or did that come later on down the line? How did you produce Benzino? Beautiful dog.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, Benzino is not a direct Layla son. I actually, the first breeding I did with Layla, I had bred it to a dog that I helped produce as well, named Little Blue Judo, and we bred Little Blue Judo into Layla, and she produced me. She had 3 boys and 3 girls, and out of that litter, I kept Sudoku and I kept Mecca, which later on I had bred Sudoku into another Little Blue Judo daughter. So I doubled up on Little Blue Judo, which was a dog that I produced, helped produce, and got Benzie, Ramada, and actually to bring on another kennel to help with that vision, it was Brass Knuckle Bullies. He kind of just helped me mold the vision. He believed in it. He owned Mia at the time. So and then we went ahead and bred Mia in a Sudoku. And that's how I got Benzie Ramada. There's a couple steps to it, actually. I had got Benzie Ramada, and when I bred Benzie to a dog named Vanilla Ice, that's when Benzino was born.
As you see right there, there's Benzino right there. Hold on, yep. Yeah, okay, yep. There's Benzino right there. Uh let me see. I'm gonna show people where where you where you're definitely assassin you're definitely an assassin at, and that is the show ring. And this is him, Anthony Gonzalez, right there in the show ring with Benzino. He used to bust my ass with this dog, man. I had a hard time uh, with this dog, man, all day, man. And I just was wondering, like, how the hell. And I'm gonna say this too. A lot of people might get upset when I say this, but when the bear, you know what I'm about to say, when the bear was tearing through the ABKC, we were the only ones. Matter of fact, before Shots Fired could even compete,
Right.
you were the only person that would show up to these shows against this trend-setting dog named the Bear that was killing the show ring. I'm talking about they stopped. It was so bad where they stopped mentioning where they were going because all of the grand champions wouldn't come. Like people were not coming out to shows. Um, People weren't coming out to shows because uh, the Bear was showing up. But
Yeah,
every time you would
yeah.
see Mr. Anthony Gonzalez in the show ring with Benzino and his classic David Banner stance, we ain't never scared. So I mean, I definitely had a lot of respect for you for that. While everybody was running, you weren't. And when Shots
Right.
Fired got to that certain age, it was basically me and you. Every time he'd show up in our area, we were like, who the hell are we to be hiding, from this dog when this is what we do, win or lose. And the
Yeah.
most epic show I will never forget is when we were in New Jersey. It was the summertime in New Jersey. And it was
Six
me.
shows. 6. Yeah.
It was what?
It was 6
Six,
shows.
6 shows. It was a 2-day event. And it was
Yeah.
Patrick Volpe as when he was having his events. Now there will be another show in Jersey, like uh coming up soon. I think it's May
May
22nd,
22nd.
right?
Yep.
So
May
yes,
22nd.
there'll be definitely be another show out there by our good friend Julio and his beautiful wife. They're having a show out there May 22nd, and it's gonna feel kind of memorable there because this is my most memorable moment out of
Right.
winning any trophy, winning any best in show, winning anything. This was my most memorable moment in the ABKC in my ABKC lifetime, and I'm proud it was with you. Is when I think it was a good. It had to be like 75 to 100 people
Oh
surrounding
yeah.
that ring that we were in, and it
Oh
was
yeah. Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
It was me, you, and Mike Ruiz in the show ring with the bear. So you had Benzino, Mike
Mm-hmm.
Ruiz had the bear, and I had shots fired. He was just a little old dog. He really wasn't a he was only a puppy. He was like 9 months. And
Right.
you could hear a pin drop. It was the first
I
grand
remember that.
champion show. And I didn't know how important this was before it happened. Like after it happened, it was like a chill went over my body. And I was like, yo. And we both were like, all of us were amped up because we were like,
Yeah.
did you
Yeah.
see how many people that was around the ring? Secondly,
Oh, yeah.
did you fucking hear how quiet it was? Like it
Quiet
was
is all
eerie.
hell. Yes. We were in front. We were a spotlight. Everybody was just. They wanted to know the results, and we were sweating bullets.
Yeah, you know what I think it really was? I think people wanted to see the bear get beat because he was winning so much. And it was
Right.
two dogs that could possibly do it in the show ring. Even though my dog was a puppy, your dog was. Did you win one that day?
I actually stole one from him. Yes.
Yes, you did. Yes, you
I
did. And I
stole
knew
one
that
from
felt
him.
so good.
Yes. You know what? There was a couple encounters that a lot of kennels, like you said, they were biting their nails. They were anxious to know if the bear was going to come and spank us like he was doing. Shout out to Trot Boys, by the way. That was a hell
Yeah,
of
shout out to Trump
accomplishment.
Boys. We
Yeah,
seen
I mean,
Ben this
my bear.
weekend.
But we are missing one more. We are missing one more dog. Bowser actually kept up with him a little bit. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
and wherever it showed that Bowser wasn't going, then he will make an appearance over here, and then we encountered him. Shots and Benzino had to go up against him, but that was the most time I have to say. Like that was a lot of learning that year. We learned a lot about ourselves because like I had to get used to it. I've been showing dogs for so long. I've never been beaten so bad. Yeah, I mean, and I could publicly say like, yo, he mopped the floor with me. Yeah,
But
I
it's
mean,
not
but I
just any
understand.
dog. It's not just any dog you're talking about. You're talking about
Right,
a
right.
historical ABKC dog that's in the record books that is not just a
Absolutely.
pushover dog. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Anybody
one
can say what
national.
they want
That's
about that
one
dog, but it
national
was
too.
and a national winner. You
National
know,
winner.
a
Yep.
national winner. It could have been a two-time national winner. Actually, it was a two-time national winner in my opinion in 2019. I think he actually
When
should have took.
Samson took it.
Yeah, when Samson took it, I'm gonna be honest. You know, I think the Bears should have took that one that year again because he was in rare form. I mean, he looked like he usually did. You know what I'm saying? He just got off
Right,
the
right.
couch, came to a
Yeah,
show, and just picked up where he left off. You know, so I think the
yeah.
Bear actually should have won. Should have been a two-time national winner, and you know, it was an honor to be in the ring with him. It was an honor to be in the ring with you that day, man. It was just so amazing. Can you explain to our viewers about the run that you had with Benzino in I think it was 2018 and 2019?
Yeah, yeah. That was actually 2018, I think, is when Bear ran for the second time. And
Well, so
I
was it
had
2017? Did
was
you
it I
have a
think it
run
was
with Benzino?
yeah, I was making a run at 2017. Yep. That's when I finally like felt as though I've been breeding for a while and yeah, I mean, and searching for the dog. I mean, like I tell everybody, once I do breedings, I breed for a purpose. I'm not a puppy mill over here. I don't breed just to breed. Yeah, I mean, it has to make sense on the paperwork and it has to make sense by how they look. Now I know a lot of people they go back and forth with that. But me, I like it has to match on the paperwork and it has to match with the appearance on both dogs. Now when I put the breeding together with Vanilla Ice and Benzie, I kind of had a hunch that it was going to click already, only because I had bred Ramada, which is Benzie's littermate sister. I had bred her to that strand, that blood already, his marquee blood. So I kind of figured I was going to get the rear that I got with Django, champion Django, by the way. But I didn't expect the dog that he turned into, because as a puppy, Benzino, he looked good from the moment that he was born all the way up until 8 weeks. And we know American bullies from 10 to 15 weeks, even when they're going all the way up until 5 to 6 months, they go through that nasty little lanky stage that we don't like. They get a little goofy, they get ugly. As some of the pictures that I sent you, you can see some of his development. I got ridiculed a lot from a lot of like local friends around here. They was like, "Hey, get rid of that dog. I'm surprised you still have that damn dog." And I kept telling them, I was like, "Nah, man. Like, I think this dog gonna turn into something, man. Like, I really, really believe that watching him day to day, feeding him, spending time with him, working him out, I was like, he gonna do something. He gonna do something." And that's exactly what he did. When he turned about like 8.5 months, he popped to like a whole nother level. It's like he skipped the first pop and went right into the second pop. I was like, whoa. That's when I knew. I was like, yo, I gotta start hitting the road. I gotta travel more. And I was actually going to shows by myself. I wasn't setting up no banner. I wasn't purchasing no booth. No disrespect to no show host, but I was just going out there for one purpose. Purpose only was just to get my dog recognized. I wanted to go out there, put him in the show circuit, win, of course, and get him up the ranks, get him champed out, and make him a grand. And he made quick work of that. At 8.5 months, locally, Allentown, or I believe, I'm sorry, no, he champed out in Spartanville, South Carolina, Spartanburg, if I'm saying that right. He champed out down at
what year was it?
Oof, that had to be let's see, it had to be around 2015. It had to be 2015 2016. So he had champed out down there, and right away I was just like, well, let's see what he's made of. I put him in his first champ class, grand champ class, and the first judge who gave him his first champion win was Lori Richardson. She gave him his first champion win, and then from there he didn't win anymore. But then we came back to Allentown, a little show in our backyard. That's actually James Cooper show. He came down there. It was so special that he did it in our backyard. It was home, and he swept the champion class and became a grand champion. And he did it.
There's grand champion Benzino. I'm sorry. There's grand champion Benzino right there as a puppy. How old was he right there?
He was 13 weeks old right there.
13 weeks. Jesus Christ. That's a beautiful dog, man. Every time I went up against you, I was always biting my nails. Even when we went on our little run, I was always biting my nails because I just knew that. I mean, this dog is a legend in my eyes. Man, Benzino is a legend in my eyes, and you produced him. You know, you actually produced that dog while I was in the ring with the dog. That I tell people like this. I'm very humble with what I have, and I'm very honest with what I'm doing within this game. You know, I had a dog that I bought, while you had a dog that you produced, and doing what you was doing. It had to feel very special to do what you was doing in there, and that's why I probably I have a little bit more respect. Well, I have a lot more respect with you as far as when we was in the ring with in New Jersey that day. You know, like you was in there with the dog that you actually produced. I was in there with the dog that I bought. Mike Ruiz was in there with the dog that he was just handling from Ben, you know. So you had basically kind of like a personal vendetta, you know, to get what you needed to get in that ring, because it was more personal for you in that show ring. And you know, I had to give honors to you for doing what you did with that dog. And who has him right now? You want to give a shout out to
Um,
anybody?
yeah, shout out to my brother Ishmael Candelaria. He actually resides Benzino Grand Champ with my brother over in Philly, by the way.
Is there anybody else? Do you want to
Yeah,
shout out
yeah,
the rest
he
of the
resides with him.
WCB?
He's a couch potato.
Do you want to shout out the to the rest of the WCB Bullies wild card bully members that you got that I'm very close friends with as well? Could you go ahead and shout them out as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll shout them out with pride because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I'm at, man. And you know what? Our group, our kennel, our family is actually bigger than anybody knows. I'm gonna rip off a couple on the list. It starts with my mom, my brothers. You got Joe. You got Jose, Elena, Rachel, Jeanette, and the ladies. The last ladies I mentioned. Those are the wives of Joe, which is Jeanette, and you got Rachel, which is Jose's wife. And that's pretty much they keep me grounded, man. They help me when I travel, go to different shows. They help me with the dogs to stay home. If it wasn't for my crew, and I hope y'all watching, if it wasn't for my crew, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I'm blessed to have y'all in my life, for real.
Okay, all right. Speaking of your crew, can you speak on your right hand man that um when you're going in and out that show ring, he's always there. Uh, Elena is too. I'm not taking anything from
Right,
Elena.
right.
Elena is my sister, man. I love you, Elena. If you're watching this, I love you so much, sis. But I'm speaking on Pop Pop. I'm speaking on our brother that is
Yeah.
always there when you're in and out the ring. This man works so hard behind the scenes while you're in the show ring. Excuse
Oh
me.
yeah.
And he helps you to the point where you can just navigate smoothly out there. So could you talk about him and what he does for you real quick?
Yeah, actually, Russell Lewis, aka Pop Pop. Pop Pop is what we call him because he's the oldest member of Wild Card Bullies. I won't say his age because no need
Nah,
for it.
let's leave that let's leave that alone.
Right, right, right. But Pop Pop, actually, man, if I need a towel to wipe my face from the sweat, if I need a treat, if I need water, or if one of the dogs need water, or if they need certain stuff to get sprayed on their feet so they slide, if my number needs to be adjusted, Elena's there as well. Just the little things. Yeah, I mean, from picking off dirt off my tie and off my shirt, Elena and Russell, and just being ringside. Yeah, and recording. That's another thing as well. I like to. I tell my group, my crew, to actually record when I'm in the ring because I like watching tape on myself of how, like, what can we fine tune. It's almost like watching an NFL game when you got all the assistant coaches on the sideline. I'm in there in the battle and I got my crew sideline. One's recording. Like I said, they have the little bucket with the towel, water, anything that I may need. But once I step out the ring, I like to run back the tape to see if there's anything. Like if we did get the win in that show, I still want to watch the film to see if I needed to fix a back leg or if I needed to stack him differently or if I needed to adjust the choke underneath his neck or if I needed to reposition him any way possible. Like I love running back the tape, the footage, and looking. I'm a perfectionist. I mean, I can't help it. I like to adjust and go as I go. Yeah, I mean, and when I'm in the ring, that's when the whole team has all the confidence. Like if it wasn't for their confidence and me going in there, I feed off their energy. I love their energy.
Can you explain to the new people that probably don't even know who you are, because I know there's a few people that's watching that don't that actually probably have seen you, but they don't know your history. Can you please talk on how important, like you said, how important that is to have intricate parts of your crew at shows to do that recording? How important is that to you? And while you're in the show ring, you have people to have your back, knowing that you have people that have your back. Because there's people that come to shows, they don't have that at all. You know what I'm saying? They're usually
Oh yeah.
there with somebody that's just as new as they are, and they don't
Mm-hmm.
have like you just dropped a gem about uh somebody videotaping you, so you know what you've done wrong. You know what you're critiquing yourself. You know what I'm saying? So can you talk again about how important that is and how blessed you are for having people on your in your corner to have your back like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. For the newcomers, I'm pretty sure the OGs they know me because I grew up in the ring. But for the newcomers, I'm basically Wild Card Bullies, a small kennel. I'm from South Jersey. Uh, we're not too far away from the Ben Franklin Bridge. We're 50 minutes away from Delaware. We're about an hour away from New York. And you know what? We're actually me and my crew. We're some of the most friendly, talkative people. Like if you ever have a question about any of our dogs, feel free to come up, conversate, stop by the booth. We can talk dogs. We can talk anything in general. Yeah, I mean, from life. I don't really touch politics that much, but we can talk dogs. We can talk life. Just kick it. You know what I mean? Because we're transparent. We're really good people. But just to touch on, it is really important to have a crew. And for me, it's really important because when I first hit the shows, I was going by myself. Yeah, I mean, so I really had to go in the ring and then come out and had to analyze everything. Like, damn, did I do good? And kind of like, kind of be like a weirdo and kind of talk to myself. But it helped with the progression and it helped with the growth. Like, damn, I hope I had his leg stacked right. I hope his front was right. I hope his shoulder set was right. Did I have his hock loaded enough? Did I gate fast enough? Did I gate slow enough? So this is where a crew and it's basically a wild card family because I didn't plan to have a crew. I never planned to have a crew. These are people like Joe. He was a customer of mine. I had sold him a dog out of Layla's second breeding, and he gravitated to me. He had a bunch of questions about the dog that he purchased from me, and me not wanting to shut up about the American Bully because I'm so passionate about it. Uh, I would talk his ears off, and yeah, I mean, any question he had, I was gladly happy to answer it because I wanted him to learn because he showed me that he had the passion and he wanted to know all the info about the American Bully. So he instantly we just gravitated to each other, became the best friends in the world. Elena was always around. Yeah, I mean, she's part of my family. From I had also placed out a dog with Elena named Little Saint. And once again, it's so important to me because the American Bully breed is so universal and it opens up the doorways to meet amazing people like from all over the world. Yeah, I mean, it could be from Florida, it could be from New York, or it could be right in your backyard. The American
Or it can
Bully,
be from Europe. It can be from Japan. It could be
right,
from
right,
Brazil. It could be South America. It could be
all
from
over.
Hawaii.
You,
We've met
yeah,
people all over the world.
you will meet some amazing people that you would have never thought you would come across. Though.
No.
So to have these people gravitate to me because of the American Bully, and we had the same common interests and the passion, the group just started forming. And Jose, he shared the same passion with us as well. He wanted to learn so much. I actually have him under my wing, and he asks me questions all the time. Like he's in the ring, as Jose Mejias. He's in the ring all the time, and when he comes out, he's like, "Yo, Ant, did I do good?" And I'm like, "Good. Look, I recorded it. That way you can go over it. I mean, see what you did and what you could do better." And between having that little family, we all just kind of like gravitated to each other and we just became the dynamic team that we are right now. So it is so important to have a crew. I know there's some kennels out there that are like, man, a crew ain't for me. I wouldn't do a crew, just hang by himself because I don't trust people, such and such and such. I mean, that's your opinion to each his own. But I have amazing people in my crew. I trust them with all my heart. And they wouldn't steer me wrong and I wouldn't steer them wrong. You know what I mean? So that's how we go with that. It's really important to have a crew. It really, really is. Not only to like bring in cages and help put up the banner and get the dogs right. I'm not talking about the manual labor, but just to enjoy each other. You know what I mean? Just to have the same passion and the same interests and the same common goal is to drive and compete. Yeah, I mean, compete. We like to compete, the competitiveness of the shows and seeing other kennels and talking to them and linking up. I like bully families. Yeah, I mean, you guys are my bully family. So anytime we travel, get to kick it with you guys is special. But just the little brush up on it. Having a crew is very important. It's key. And like you said, dropping the gem on them. If you're not recording when you're in the ring, you're missing out. You're missing out because how are you supposed to see yourself and know what you need to fix and what you need to correct? Yeah, I mean, like you can conversate it. You could talk about, I think you need to do this. I think you need to do that. But you could both be wrong. You probably had the dog stacked perfectly. You know what I mean, but your partner felt as though you could have tweaked couple little things. But see, that's when the footage comes into play because you can actually run it back, slow it down, see what you could do different, and go from there. I think that's very, very crucial to record. Now, watch, we're gonna start watching a lot of people holding their phones and recording when they're in the ring.
You're gonna start. You just started a trend.
Yeah, just started.
So can you speak on anybody outside of WCB Bullies, Wildcard Bullies that is a help for you, that is a influence to you, that also helps you basically in the same way that your kennel partners also do? I know who you're gonna
Yes,
say.
yes. Who's that?
Go ahead, say it.
Who's that? Who's that? I want to know if you know.
Come on, you already know who I'm gonna say. Jeff.
Go for it.
Jeff.
Not Jeff. Jeff is actually on the list. Yeah, I mean, I think Jeff is, a year older than me, if not 2 years older than me. I call him my little big brother. Yeah, I mean, because he is shorter than me. But I admire him in and out the ring, man. Like seeing him as a family man.
Me as well.
As a dad. Yeah, I mean, besides the dogs, let's set the dogs to the side for a minute. As a man and a father, taking care of a household and what he does for his kids and how he roots for them. I had the pleasure to go to some of Darren's football games and how he roots for him. He is truly dedicated, and I mean dedicated to being the best father. Yeah, I mean, and I'm just giving him a shout out because I've seen it up close in person. It's just not through recordings and this, that. Nah, I've seen it. I had the front row seat to it, and him rooting his son on, all his kids, because his daughter is a beast at volleyball. She kills it. And yeah, I mean, and Crystal, his wife, they're a perfect team. They're a perfect team, man. What they do for those kids and how they love and adore them, by far. Yeah, I mean, they got my respect for real, for real. That's a household that's how it should be run right there, man, for real.
Yeah, I love Jeff Rodriguez. He's the man. He's helped me out a lot as well.
And big bro as well, Rob from Ram Kennels. He helps me a lot behind the scenes. When I need to vent, he's like, "All right, come on, talk to me." So Rob from Ram Kennels, he's an OG. Yeah, I mean, he's real knowledgeable. He's also another family man. Respect to him. Yeah, I mean, I've had barbecues with him, just to kick it with him, go out there, go talk dogs.
Ram Bullies, right? You're talking about Rob.
Yep,
Ram. Yep. That's another one of my mentors. That's one of my big bros right there too.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to ask people real quick in the comment section. Do y'all notice a similarity to the attitude of Anthony and myself? If you could see who I took after, who I admired to be like, you could actually, we basically, I'm a carbon copy of Anthony. I'm of the positiveness, the helpfulness, this, if you notice, I don't know if you've noticed it, Anthony, but I basically followed your lead, when it came to being very positive, talk, I know I have my rough edges, I know I've had my my bad times in a bully community where I've went off on a few people, I've kind of, was on on the horse of drama. You know what I'm saying?
That's just growing pains. That's growing pains. We all have them.
But the first person to reach out to me would always be Tone Rodan from Duval Bullies. Then it'd be yourself that would usually hit me up like around the same time to talk to me. And then it would be Jeff that would hit me up, that would say, yo, bro, that's not the way to be, man. You know, you got to chill out.
Right.
You know, while he's cutting hair. This is when he was cutting hair, when he had his barbershop.
Right.
And he would talk to me. Basically, he could talk to me all damn day because that he could cut hair and talk at the same time. You know, I guess that's what barbers do. You know, when you're dope like that. But but if you noticed, I just wanted to thank you, man. Just really thank you, because I was really rough at the edges when I first came into this bully game. And if I didn't see you that day in Maryland and Bel Air and come up to you and spoke with you, and just your aura, it just was it was different. You know, I never met a person like you before. It was just like, what the like, this dude's who is this guy, man? How old is this kid? Like, this kid, it was like, nah, he's a grown ass man. And I was like, what? Get the fuck out of here, man. You look 17 years old, man. You know, and this was 6. Yeah. So you look young now. Just imagine 6 years ago. You look really, really young. So I was like, I'm fucking learning from a 17-year-old kid, man. You know what I'm saying? It was like, nah, he's not 17. He's a grown ass man. You know, he's grown.
I was the Logan before Logan hit the scene.
Right. You were.
Right.
And you were always smiling. You were always I just, the second show I seen you at is my favorite place to show at, where I call home, away from home, in the dog show ring, and that's in Allentown.
Yes, sir.
I seen you in Allentown. I was dressed up. I had my female siren, the tricolor female siren, the Temptress, and I was running through the ranks with her. And I remember I was in the show ring with you. And the second show, first show, I was in jeans, sweatshirt, you know, that was my first show. My second show, I had a purple button up with a black tie with the Windsor knots in it. You know, black slacks with some dress shoes, and then some nice dark purple socks that matched with my shirt. And I was like, I don't know if you remember. I said, yo, this is because of you. I looked at you. I said, this is because of you. This right here is because of you. And also Ron Ramos, because he said to me in Maryland that day, he was in Maryland, and he said, yo, always be a backdrop to your dog. You know, we are a backdrop to our dog. And he pointed at you. He said, you see that guy right there? And I was like, yo, I was just talking to this guy. And he was like, yeah, man, that guy right there is who you need to replicate. That's the guy you need to, if you want to learn how to be proper in this game, that's the person. And so coming from Ron Ramos to speak about you like that, I knew it was big because I knew who Papa Pitt was before I even touched the show ring, you know. I was like, wow, he really said that. So, you know, I was dressed up, and when I seen you, I was like, yo, this is because of you, man. You are the reason why I'm dressing up. You know, you're the reason why I'm doing this. So again, thank you, man. Thank you, man. I wouldn't be the person who I am right now, I don't believe, if I didn't meet you in Bel Air, Maryland that day, man. I just want to thank you. And you have a lot to offer people. And I'm so surprised that people that you're not as well known to the newbies like the OGs know you. Because the OGs know who you are. You're like fucking Batman. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The OGs know me and they respect me. Shout out, much love for the OGs, man.
So this is why I had to have you on as my first guest on the No Bullish podcast, is because you are the reason why this all is happening for me. So I had to
Appreciate
have you
that,
on
bro.
first. I had to have you on first as a guest uh for an interview. So again, is there anybody else that you would like to shout out, while we're still on? We have about good 10 minutes left. I'm gonna let you have the floor and I'm gonna let you speak.
Definitely, man. The list is long, but Ron Ramos is one of them. Shout out to Marcos and shout out to Linda from QPR Kennels. Not too many people know of her. I mean, she's not breeding anymore, but she definitely helped mold me into the strong man that I am in right now. Um, Shout out to Dave. Shout out to James Cooper. Shout out to Bert from Footy Loaded Kennels. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I'm trying to think. There's so many out there that helped me along the way because, like I said, I was an eager kid that needed to know more about the American Bully, and I was so passionate. But the back in the day, all we had is the MSN board, and we had to dig for. Unless you were visiting the kennel in person, you had to dig for the intel. Yeah, I mean, you really had to like dig deep for the information because a lot of kennels there was no Facebook. There a lot of kennels were not doing anything publicly besides that they wasn't posting it on the MSN board. But to the newbies, yeah, I mean that are just coming in, like I said,
Yeah, give
I'm
them give them some information, man. Please talk to the newbies for us.
transparent. Shout out to the newbies. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know you guys are just coming in entry level. You guys have probably just been doing it for like 1 or 2 years, maybe 3 years. um it's a good community to be a part of. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, it has its ups and downs. You got to stay away from the bad people, get involved with the positive strong people. If you can turn over a couple bad people, do that as well. But the bully community, ABKC, the American bully community itself is definitely something to be a part of, man. You definitely want this. Come up to a show, come check it out, see if it's for you, and then you can do the research of if you want to purchase a dog, what breed you want to get into, and just have conversation. Because if you don't shake a couple hands and put the face to the names, you are not going to get the intel and the information and the info you need. The newbies, and like I said, I'm transparent. Wildcard Bullies, me and my crew, we like to go, we like to travel, we like to have a good time. If you see me at a show, I'm usually sitting ringside because I always want to go to a different show and learn. I study the new breeds, Frenchies, Oldies, EBs, Tiny Corsos, Bull Terriers. Like I want to know about all the other breeds. I know a lot of people are saying, "Well, why aren't you a judge?" But there's so much left. There's so many stones that I haven't overturned in the show ring that I want to feel as though that once I have completed everything in the show ring, then I'll move forward being a judge. But like I said, if you're a new kennel and if you see us at a show, don't be afraid to come up to us, man. We love to educate. We love to talk about our dogs, what breedings we got going on, what is our future plans, and what kennels we're getting involved with, and what kennels we admire. Yeah, I mean, like I said, just come up to me, have a conversation. Come up. Joel. I love this platform because, and I'm honored to be on here because he's giving me the opportunity to touch with the newbies. Yeah, I mean, OGs know me. They know me enough. They don't need to know me no more. They're probably sitting in the back admiring me even more because they're like, wow, you know what? He's finally starting to develop into the young man that we knew he could always be. But for the newbies, definitely come have a conversation with us, man. Come up to the wild card booth and talk to us. Yeah, I mean, I'm the most friendliest person out there. I always give advice. I know this is a competition, but if I can help you level up, you help me level up. So if I could get you on your A game, I'm definitely going to be on my A game. But if you make me tweak something, I like that even more because I'm like, wow, they brought something new to the ring. I'm like, wow, I never really thought about doing that. But if you can level up and help me level up, then the whole community can level up, and I appreciate that.
Yo, again, man, shout out to Wild Card Bullies. Uh, just I'm gonna let y'all see this little layout. If y'all could see, let me pan in real quick, give him his solo shot one more time. Look at the background. Look at his background. Look to his right. Look to his left. Look at the ribbons. Look at all of that, man. You know that's from hard work, man. That's from dedication. And I remember when I used to see you get those trophies, and I always
Right.
used to say, "Man, I'm tired of getting ribbons, man. I want one of those dog heads, man. I seen you get them dog heads, one of those big ones, you know." I can't. I hold up. I have one in the. I have them in the
I know
background
you
back
got
there
some. I
too.
know you got some. I know you got some.
Yeah, we got one this weekend. Where is it at?
This is a semi one. This ain't even really the big deal right here. I know you got some. Yes, sir.
That's what I was chasing right there.
You
This
know,
is
that's
the.
one of the trophies that has eluded me. I don't own one of those
You
yet.
don't own one of these?
Nope.
Hey, look, I got some over my mentor, man. God damn.
Yes, sir. I have not won an Allentown one, a California one, a Oklahoma City one, a Florida one, because you know Coop just keeps leveling up with them damn trophies, man. I have not won one of those yet.
Hold on. This is the one I got. Oh boy. Was honored to get this one this weekend, this past
Oh yeah,
weekend. You
I think I
know,
have one of those.
this is a beautiful one right here. This is my first one. I like this one. But there was that badass bitch there this weekend kicking our ass, man, in that Grand Champ. She was 13 months, man. Much respect. Do you
Damn.
know who owns that dog?
No, I do not. I do not.
I
But I
spoke with
should
him.
have
I'm on
definitely found
Facebook.
out.
Where I spoke, I mentioned his name and I mean I not mentioned his name. I spoke on one of his comments on Facebook. He was kind of upset because he said there's always doubters. But you know, I was like, fuck him. You know what I'm saying? You have a 13-month-old gorilla that just
Right,
took 4 best in shows this weekend. Matter of fact, you took 3 best in shows this weekend. I mean,
right,
come on,
right.
you know, like, come on, man. You know, forget these. I mean, forget them people, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Yeah.
something that I learned from you, man. If they not, it's usually always the ones that aren't doing shit. You know what I'm
Always.
saying? That
Yep.
haven't been in the line of battle that we've been in. You know what I'm saying? It's always them fun show dudes, man, that won a couple of trophies and a couple of ribbons in these fun shows,
Always.
man, that
Yep.
actually haven't been into the shit that we've been in. You know, I haven't been in the game a long time, but
Right.
I have been honored uh to follow in your footsteps. You know, to get what I have gotten. Like I said, them trophies I wouldn't have gotten them trophies if it weren't for you pulling me to the side. Yo, even when I was competing against you, yo, if you
Right.
did this, you know what I'm saying? Giving me gems in the heat of battle. You know,
Just,
that should
just
say something about your character. You know, when you still give people advice that are in the shit with you, showing with you, competing
oh yeah.
against you. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then see that's why I tell you, yeah, I mean I love competition. So I don't get no pleasure out of beating nobody that's not in their A game. Yeah, I mean, that'll just be I won. Yeah, I mean, but it's funny because me and the crew on the way back home, we have a competition. Well, we have conversation. We like, yo, that dog that you beat was bad. Yo, like he looked good. Like the bone on him, the head on him, like he moved great. And I'm like, you know what? Let's to get the win over him because he looked like he was in tip top shape. Yeah, I mean, and shout out to him. Yeah, I mean the preparation. That's another thing people don't really understand. The preparation to get ready for these shows. There's a lot of kennels out there that are maybe they do have a 9 to 5, maybe this is their gig, but I feel as though they have one up on me for the people that this is their job. They regularly do this. So I only have the time to do this, so I feel like I have to work 10 times harder to stay competitive and try to get the wins over these monsters out there. You know what I mean? So this definitely keep working. Like I love the competition.
Yeah, definitely love competition as well. Do you have any closing statements, man, before we end this podcast? Because we're up on an hour. I swear this is the fastest hour that I definitely had on the show, and we definitely would like to have you
It's
back on, and hopefully we can bring Pop
absolutely.
on with you, so we can have a even better conversation, and probably bring up some embarrassing situations that went on, or some bloopers or something with y'all two on. It's never a dull moment speaking with y'all, man. Yeah, you know, it's I'm truly blessed to have friends like y'all, man, and it's an honor again. So if you have any closing statements, man, before we end this, go ahead on, sir.
Absolutely. Closing statement. I'll start with this one. Get right, get left. Yeah, I mean that's just certainly believe it. What it means in a nutshell is if you're not getting right now, that could be in the ring, that could be in your kennel back home, breeding you got going on. We basically have like that little giggle inside us that we like get right or get left, because if they not getting right, they gonna get left. That's exactly how we like to look at it. But nah, just in closing, yeah, I mean, I know that there's a lot of ups and downs, and I always tell Pop this. I'm like, yeah, I mean, but it's your job as an individual. It's your job to stay on the positive winning side. Yeah, I mean, stay in the winning column more than the losing. Because when you lose, you can be in a rut. Yeah, I mean, I went to Atlanta and I got a goose egg. I went to VA and I got a goose egg. Yeah, I mean, but it's up to me to turn it around. And for the newcomers, you gotta stay positive. Stay positive. And anything you do in life, it could be your personal life when you go to work, or it could be in your relationships or in family alone. You always have to stay positive in life, because all the negative and bad vibes, man, leave that where it needs to be. Don't bring so stay positive. Don't bring that energy, because it's all about energy to me. I mean, I gotta have people that have really good energy around me, because they help me get through it. So stay positive. I know a lot of people always say politics that, politics this. Rightfully so. That's your opinion. For quite some time. Um, a lot of times the politics it does consume a lot of people. I want to say it does consume a lot of people, but like I said, if you're a positive individual, then that doesn't misconstrue your judgment about if you want to be a part of this American bully community. Just stay positive. Yeah, I mean, stay positive and be your own person, your own identity. Yeah, you don't have to join different cliques. You don't have to get involved with certain people to get the clout. Yeah, if you feel like you have to form your own clout to make your own group, to make your own thing about it, just just stay true to who you are, and just everything will fall in line, man. Trust me. Just stay true to yourself.
So can you drop your Instagram feed? Can you tell everybody your Instagram and your Facebook information so they can get in touch with you if anybody has any questions? You know, wants that, yo, this dude has some shit in stored for breeding. I already know
Absolutely.
he's not. Do you want to share anything about any upcoming breedings, or are you trying to leave that on the low?
Psych,
Okay.
no, I'll share some with y'all.
Okay, go
No,
ahead.
I'll
Do your
share
thing.
some with y'all. Actually, we just bred the new up and comer Bino. He's off of Benzino, bred into his half sister Kill Shot. That's basically some blood that I brought in, and when I say some blood, that's me just being quiet. That's just a strand that I worked in. It's basically Easy Rider with some more biz stuff, more old school stuff. Yeah, I mean, I haven't touched on any Dax strands yet. I do like what some of the like Cash Pot and some of the Dax strands, some of the Dax strands offer to certain kennels, muscle tone wise and all that stuff. But I'm more old school oriented. I feel as though if you keep working the old school strands, you'll definitely get the dogs and tweak it. You got to tweak it here and there. You'll get the dogs that you've been dreaming of. Um, just kind of lost my my train of thought here for a minute.
We're talking about the what you got upcoming breedings that you got going on.
Oh, but being into a female I just purchased on my IG, you can follow me at symbol at wildcard bullies. And if I haven't posted Passion on Facebook, she's a female that I just recently purchased. I'm kind of gravitating to a bigger dog. I just feel like the American Bully itself, the whole trend is moving towards a bigger style dog. So I've always been in love with my pockets, from Bistro to Paco to Toxic to Little Row, all the little pockets. Shout out to your pockets. But now I catch myself admiring bigger dogs, and that's kind of where the camp is shifting to. I want to breed Beano to 18 inches tall to 17 inches tall females, 23 and a half to 24-inch heads on females, bigger body, more girth, more rear. It has to be more bullier. It has to be bully to me. The clean stuff to me is just cute. Yeah, I mean, I know in certain aspects, there's certain kennels and certain people out there that are breeding for more cleaner. But me, myself, I'm not willing to sacrifice my top line, my breed type, my cat bulliness on that frame. Yeah, I mean, you can't go too clean because then you're going to lose everything. But that just goes with working your pheno and your genotypes and working your strand and breeding the different ways to really make it your own. You really got to understand what is behind these two dogs that you're breeding together to really know what you're going to get.
Okay, can you drop that? Can you drop your Instagram feed, your Instagram information again? So you kind of cut out when you said it. Could you drop it again so you can add followers? And like I said, people can hit you up, about these breedings, about acquiring pups from you. Because man, if you get a pup from this man, you getting something that
absolutely you can
carefully
Instagram
put together.
At symbol. Okay,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
You can follow me. No, it's okay. You can follow me on Instagram at symbol ant at wildcard bullies. I'm more on Instagram than what I am on Facebook, but I'm all over the place on social media. Yeah, I mean, we go anywhere from Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest, Twitter. Wildcard Bullies, if you Google it, we're out there. And if we're not out there, my landline, so you can hit me up to find out any breedings that we got going on. I think these 2 breedings that we have going on in the camp, and Pop just told me that we got a female just started bleeding. I'm excited about that one. That's Loki. That's Loki, which is Grand Champ Loki, by the way. Loki bred into a Benzino daughter. So that right there, we have a female, and she's going to be ran back into Beano. That's actually going to be a 2-time Grand Champion Benzino breeder.
Okay. Hey, it was wonderful to have you on, man. And I just thank you again, like I said, for your services for this breed, man. What you've done for people within the American bully community, especially myself. And I'm gonna talk to you in a few. All right.
Definitely, man. Shout out to you. This platform, this idea, this vision that you put together to allow the bully community to conversate with you, I think is amazing, man. I'm very for launching it, taking it off, and I know you're going to see it to the end. I'm blessed. I'm blessed for you, man, because watching you grow, it makes me feel even better as a person inside. I love seeing people be successful, especially near and dear close friend like yourself.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, man. So you have a wonderful night, man, and it was good having you on.
Definitely. You do the same.
All right, fam. Peace. All right, so I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Again, that was Anthony Gonzales, man. Please check him out on his Instagram. Check him out on Facebook. He even got a Pinterest. You heard what he said. That's some serious shit right there. He even got a Pinterest. So again, man, I just like to thank everybody for tuning in, man. If you came in on the ass end, please check it out again. And it was beautiful info. Like I said, we had one of our mentors. We had a GOAT on here. So I'd like to bid you adieu, and y'all have a blessed night.
I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trunks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people talk European, I'm the babe. And looking at women buying European hair. No love for self, but do the men really care? Hell no, cause they got a love for Europe. Whole generation chasing pills, weed and syrup. Yeah, they love Lil Yachty, Tucci, Gucci, Kodak, Amigos, Ross, Lucid. But when the love for the woman look like your mother, I guess they say it's all black when it's under the cover. Now cypher, I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. All you super scholars holler, this era for the workers. You ain't building on the ground, then you worse than a twerker. You look and sound good, but that's only on the surface. Probably working for them people. Now tell me what's your purpose. Ain't worried about your homie, but know that I know every mo that rock a fast. He ain't my bro. Yeah, you know I ain't slow. I seen it all before. How they try to kill the prophet, it was all for dough. And some got it right now. Don't say that I'm not down. I'm coming for my vast estate. I want my town, my sheriff, my stores, my school, my nation. Sick and tired of the procrastination and debate. Y'all keep hating when love is the savior. You don't love yourself, so you can't love your neighbor. That's why you kill and fight and marry out of your race. If you ain't for Moorish world, then get out of my face. Cause Chinese love China, Italians love Italy. If you should love the Moorish world, come on and build it with me. Let's go. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call